This is Harley's Pan Am, and I had to borrow one to answer a few questions just for myself. Basically, the Pan Am is kind of like their big dirt bike, adventure bike entry into the market, and where it's different, I guess, is that it's a Harley Davidson. Gee, look, it's quite an amazing bike, to be honest. What blows me away is that in an era where a whole lot of bikes, even some with Harley's name on, are made in China and then renamed, you'd kind of think maybe they'd do this, but they didn't. This bike is entirely made in the States. That's pretty amazing. One of the things that really is amazing about it, this is the first bike ever that I've been able to hook my phone up to and use the mapping and all that kind of stuff. Now, that's mostly because I'm old, my phone's old, but I guess it's also because at the end of the day, it was the Americans that invented the iPhone, even if they don't make it in America. They have this amazing electronic suspension setup that basically you switch the bike on, you get on the bike, and it automatically adjusts to your weight, to your pillion's weight, to your load weight, all the rest of it, and then it sets the ideal height. Now, that's pretty phenomenal. But then the other thing it does is, like most adventure bikes, it's pretty high off the ground, but this one lowers itself, I don't know, 40 or 50 mil. As you get under 20 kilometres an hour, you can feel the bike starting to get lower. A little green light flashes on the dash, and even someone like me who's a bit stumpy in the leg department can pull up, and there it is, bang. I've got my feet on the ground, no worries. But I guess the real blowout for me was that Harley Davidson built this bike. And this is going to sound bad. I've been riding Harleys pretty consistently since 1979 when I bought my first one. And they've all been much the same, you know, big V twins, lump along, real solid bikes, no dramas. Reliability issues here and there and whatnot, but they gradually ease them out and they evolve slowly. This is like a leap into mega space. I've ridden the KTM, the Adventurer, I've ridden Ducati's Multistrada, and I own an old GS BMW, so it's right up there, trust me. It's probably quicker in some ways. The suspension is so close to the Multistrada, it's not funny when it's in the right sort of modes. The motor, 150 horsepower, and it just makes torque. That doesn't tell you what it's doing, because it makes torque from absolutely nothing and just powers on. If it had road tyres, it'd be a racer without a doubt. Even as it is with the knobbies, because of the way the geometry's set up, you can sort of hook into a corner. I was riding in the rain last week, and you'd hook into a corner and you just feel the back slide just a little bit out. Is it a competitor to the GS BMW? Well, Harley thinks so, don't they? Because that's what they built it for. The GS BM is one of the highest selling bikes even in the States. Certainly here on our roads, you see the duckbill wonders everywhere. If I was Ducati or somebody else, I'd be getting a little worried by now, because if they decide to start using engines like this, zooped up like this, in smaller, sportier frames, then, I look forward to that. This is going to be fun. Issues? No, not really. You've got a lot of exhaust pipe here on the right-hand side, which means you tend to get a lot of latent heat on your right leg, slow in the traffic. The side stand, because the bike's low at 50 mil all on its own, the side stand runs pretty close. And see where the tag is for the stand? Right next to the gear stick. Now, I don't think you could take off and hit that, but I don't know. And I do know that it's a bit of a jiggle sometimes. The noise is exactly what you get with the KTM. You get more with that. A whole lot of mechanical things going on in a not so thick case tends to give a feeling of, I don't know. It's not something I like. I'm used to my old, potato Harleys with hydraulic tappets and no noise at all. One of my mates, Mick Withers from Heavy Duty magazine, he said, "You're really going to like this, John." He said, "It's kind of like Harley's multi-tool," and he nails it there, because this is a bike that'll do anything. It's perfect in traffic because of the up and down and the speed and the brakes. Brembo brakes, they're just out of this world. It's perfect on a dirt road. This one's got knobbies and it's extra good on the dirt. A little bit more strength and you'd be doing all sorts of things on this. Like Mick said, it's a multi-purpose tool. If you're looking for something to take on pretty much every kind of road and you like to do things a bit different, Harley might have a bike for you.